Okay, class, now we're going to work on 13 through 15. And in 13 through 15, um, we have on 13, the first part is doing synthetic division, where we're going to use talk about the quotient and the remainder. Now, when we do this, remember that when you're dividing by x plus 2, that's really like checking for a root of x equals -2. So we'll set up synthetic division. -2. Then we're going to have for the coefficient, we're going to have 1 for x cubed. We're going to have -1 for x squared. We're going to have 0 because, we're trying to trick you again. There's no x term. And then we're going to have 4. So we do our synthetic division. And when we do that, we bring the 1 down. It's -2, -3. This makes -6. I have to be careful and not go too fast because, see, I just made a mistake there. That should actually be +6. And now I have 6. And this is going to be -12. And -12, when I put that and add it, I get -8. Now, -8 would count for my remainder. So the remainder is equal to -8. My quotient term is actually, because this started out as x cubed, x squared, x, and the linear term, this now has reduced itself by a degree of 1. So this will now be, the 1 refers to 1x squared. The next term refers to -3x, and the last is going to be +6. So this will be my quotient term. This is definitely something that you want to write on your note card because it will remind you of what we used synthetic division for such a long time ago. So looking at the choices, I'm looking for x squared minus 3x plus 6 with a remainder of -8. So that would be choice B. Moving along, let's look at this is number 13. Number 14 says to find a polynomial of degree 3 with these 3 zeros. So this requires a little bit of work. You have to first write it out in factored form. So if your roots are x equals -1, x equals 2, and x equals 4, you have to write it out in factored form, x plus 1, x minus 2, x minus 4, and that would be your polynomial, but notice none of these are in factored form, so you have to multiply them through. So what you have to do is FOIL the first one, so that's x squared plus x minus 2x minus 2, and then you would simplify terms. You have x squared minus x minus 2, and remember I've got to still multiply that by x minus 4, and I do this where I just multiply everything by x and everything by -4. So multiplying everything by x will be x cubed minus x squared minus 2x, and now I multiply everything by the -4. I have minus 4x squared minus or plus 8. Sorry, I made a mistake. I've got 4x squared, -4x squared. I have plus 4x, and I have plus 8. I'm going to collect like terms and add them together. I have x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8, and that will be my function. Which one does it match up with? X cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8. That will be choice D. Hopefully this has helped on this one. And now list all possible rational roots. This is the rational root theorem, and it basically comes from the P over Q ratio. So the P term, and you should write this down in your notes, and this is number 15. The polynomial is 2x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x minus 8. So this is the P term, and this is the Q term. So all you have to do to find the rational roots is P over Q, would equal all the factors plus or minus of 8 divided by all the factors plus or minus of 2. You simply write it out as plus or minus 1, comma, 2, comma, 4, comma, 8, all over plus or minus 1, comma, 2. Looking up the answers, now you have to simplify that because I look at the answers and they're all like kind of in simplified form. So I've got to write out all my possibilities. So it's just by doing like, you consider just dividing everything by 1 first. So I'll list them out. I have 1 divided by 1. I have plus or minus 2 divided by 1, plus or minus 4 divided by 1, plus or minus 8 divided by 1. And then I consider dividing everything by 2. And I have plus or minus 1/2 plus or minus 2/2, which would be 1, and I have plus or minus 8/2, which would be 4. So these are all my rational roots, and I'm just going to look up at the answer choices to see which one matches, and that would be choice C, I believe, where it has 1, 2, 4, and 8, plus or minus, and 1/2 as well. So that would be choice C. Hopefully this has helped, and remember to write these down. If anything doesn't come to mind, write it down as in order to help you on your note card. Write down these little notes that you're getting through this video.